We got some breaking news, Ravens fans, and that is the Baltimore Ravens head coaching search is heating up. 4 more candidates will be interviewed by the Ravens: Brian Flores, Vance Joseph, Davis Webb, and Matt Nagy. A lot of names to be excited about, one in particular. A couple of names to maybe pass on, one in particular. We'll break all of those down, talk about fits, talk about future, and everything else on today's show. So happy you are with us. Make sure you subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. It is imperative during this head coaching search because we're going to have it covered every single day. 161 subs away from 44,000 subs on the channel. So make sure you hit that big red sub button. $0, 0 cents daily coverage. Jordan Schultz just absolutely made my morning when he tweeted out just about 35 minutes ago. Sources: the Ravens plan on interviewing Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores for their open head coach vacancy. Flores has an expiring contract in Minnesota and is hopeful to get a second opportunity as a head coach. And I am hopeful that the Baltimore Ravens will be the team to give him that second opportunity as a head coach. You know that this is my number one guy. This is a guy I have been talking about since week 5, when we talked about head coach replacements for John Harbaugh after the horrible loss to the Houston Texans. One of the reasons I really like him is he took 10 years to learn from the best head coach in NFL history, in Bill Belichick. Safety, DBs, linebackers, he coached it all over there in New England. And he got a shot as a head coach in 2019 from Miami. It didn't go well, but more on that later, even though it did go pretty well. 2022 linebacker coach for Mike Tomlin, also one of the brightest defensive minds in the game. And then he's been the defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings for the last 3 seasons. And each of those last 3 seasons with a roster that has talent, but it's not like absolutely stacked. They've been one of the best defenses in football. Let's throw it back to 2019 and 2021. Because if you ever mention Brian Flores, every single person is going to tell you, Joey, he was a failure in Miami. Well, he wasn't, okay? He got fired for 2 reasons. Number one, he refused to tank. In his lawsuit against the Miami Dolphins, he alleges that Stephen Ross tried to pay him $100,000 for every game they lost. He refused to do it. Sounds pretty badass to me. And also, he thought Tua sucked. Now, did he treat Tua the best way? Maybe not. But was he wrong that Tua wasn't a good football player? No, he wasn't. So he got fired because he refused to lose football games, and he had a correct opinion on a quarterback. And he's also learned from all of that. I say this every time we discuss him. If you fail at your job, that just gives you all the incentive in the world to not repeat that same mistake. And I would also love him being paired with a quarterback who isn't a rookie. I love the way he runs his defenses. You know, I love the way he loads up the line of scrimmage, drops like 4 guys back in coverage, lots of disguised looks, simulated pressures. He's number 1 in blitz rate, 27.4% in light box rate. That's dead last in the NFL. Heavy box rate, he is 3rd in the National Football League. He's going to come at you and come at you all game long. And to me, something we've talked about a lot over the course of this season is it felt like that play like a Raven mentality was gone. Passion, strength, character, courage, intensity, while imposing one's will on opponents with a nasty, tough, and determined style of play. That didn't exist for the 2025 Baltimore Ravens. You hire Brian Flores, that comes back and comes back in a big way. And additionally, it feels like the offensive coordinator hire would be an absolute layup because you know who you'd bring with him? Josh McCown. Great, bright, up-and-coming offensive mind. Joey, why would he leave Minnesota to go to Baltimore? Well, multiple reasons. Number 1, Lamar Jackson. Number 2, Josh McCown isn't the play caller in Minneapolis. It's Kevin O'Connell. So this would be Josh McCown's first opportunity to call plays. That's unbelievable. It's too easy. It's too easy. You want Flores in the Charm City? If you do, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Like today's video. So over the moon that the Baltimore Ravens are interviewing him. We'll keep you updated with outcomes. Another couple interview notes. Adam Schefter early this morning, woke up to these. Initial interviews for Baltimore. Ravens are interviewing Broncos DC Vance Joseph this morning and Broncos quarterback coach Davis Webb this afternoon for the head coach vacancy. Yeah, I get it. They're in the playoffs, but they do have that first round bye, so they are able to conduct these interviews. For all the other coaches that are in the playoffs, you'll have to wait to the wild card round, the divisional round, past the wild card round. Anyway, let's talk about Vance Joseph. Some recent history for him, DB coach in Cincinnati from 2014 to 2015. Then he was the DC in 2016. He took over as the Broncos head coach in 2017 to 2018, and then he got fired after a couple of bad years in Mile High, 2019, 2022, rebounded as the DC for Arizona, and then he's been the defensive coordinator in Denver since 2023 and has coached some of the best defenses in the league. In fact, over the last 2 seasons, they have been one of the top 3 defenses in the league. Look at their points per game, 18.2, 18.3. Passing yards per game. This year, they're top 7. Rush yards per game. Last 2 years, they've been top 3. Number 1 in sacks the last 2 seasons. This team, the Baltimore Ravens, has like a third of the amount of sacks the Denver Broncos. Absolutely ridiculous. We know Vance Joseph is a great defensive coordinator. He's proving it to us. But could he be a good head coach? Because I think at the end of the day, some guys are just coordinators and some guys are head coaches. It's just the way of the world. It's the way it works. Some guys are great guitar players. Some guys are great singers. Some guys can't even hum. Okay? It's not mean to say that. It's just the way it is. And as a head coach, he had 2 pretty underwhelming seasons. 5-11, 6-10. Got canned after 2 years. There was defensive improvement over those 2 seasons from number 22 to number 13, but it's not like even him as a defensive mind, as the head coach, had like an elite group. Now, I'll cut him some slack. The quarterbacks for those 2 seasons were pretty abysmal. Like, I don't know if a coaching staff with Vince Lombardi as the head coach and Bill Belichick as the DC and Andy Reid as the OC, if they could win more than 7 games with these guys at QB. If you did hire him, he would have to nail the offensive coordinator. It would have to be a really, really good one. And maybe it could be the guy that we're about to talk about next, Davis Webb. But real quick, got to give a big shout out to our friends over at Ethos, the sponsor of today's show. And as you know, my wife Kennedy and I got married a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. And I imagine we'll buy a house sometime soon, maybe start having kids. And if something were to happen to me, the last thing I want the people I love to worry about is being able to pay the bills. So I trust Ethos to keep them protected. After watching someone close to me go through loss, I saw how quickly grief could turn into financial stress. Life insurance isn't about expecting the worst, but it's about making sure the people you love are supported no matter what. That experience I was talking about changed how I think about protecting my family. And that's why I recommend life insurance through Ethos. Ethos makes getting life insurance fast and easy because it's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. Application times may vary. There's no medical exam. You just answer a few simple health questions. Did you know Ethos has 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot with over 3,000 reviews? Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos now by going to ethos.com/NFL Daily. In as little as 10 minutes, you can get your free quote up to $3 million in coverage. That is ethos.com/NFL Daily. Ethos.com/NFL Daily. Application times and rates may vary. All right, let's talk about Davis Webb because the Ravens are going to interview him this afternoon. If you don't know who Davis Webb is, or maybe you remember him by his playing days, because in my lifetime, he has spent much longer as a player than he has as a coach. 2017 to 2022 to be exact, for New York twice, the Jets, and Buffalo. Funny how he's only stayed up in the Northeast. Maybe he's going to stay in the Northeast. For the last couple of years, 2023 to present, he's been the quarterback coach and then most recently take over as the pass game coordinator for the Denver Broncos. Now, my initial reaction is I think it might just be a little bit too early for Davis Webb. Like, this is a guy that was playing football 3 seasons ago. I don't think it's time. Maybe you could convince me if he moves up to offensive coordinator, has a couple of good years, and then like 5 years from now, he might be the guy. I don't see it right now. It's too big of a risk I'm willing to take with a roster as talented as this one. Like if you're a team, let's say like Las Vegas, the roster doesn't have a lot of talent. You're about to have the first overall pick in the draft. You had the 6th overall pick last year. Like maybe you do want to get a young head coach so they can all grow together. Like in this sense, you could win a Super Bowl next year with this roster. It's impressive what he's done with Bo Nix. I will say that. Like I'm not just going to tell you he doesn't know how to coach because I don't think Bo Nix is that good of a quarterback, if I'm being honest. And this year he put up almost 4,000 yards to the air. Was 65% completion percentage. Was second in Rookie of the Year last year. Now some of that's Sean Payton as well, which I think is a testament and a plus for a guy like Davis Webb that he's coached for the last 2 years under Sean Payton, or I guess the last 3 seasons. A guy who I respect a lot, but I want to bring back up the play like a Raven thing I was talking about earlier. Do we think Davis Webb is going to bring back that mentality? Nasty, tough, determined style of play, passion, strength, courage, intensity, character, while opposing one's will? Doesn't feel like it to me. You think the Ravens should hire Davis Webb? Give me a yes or give me a no down below in the comment section. Maybe you feel differently. Maybe you're high on the young guy, okay? Whatever you are, just let me know down below in the comments. The last interview that we're going to discuss today, it's been a busy, busy morning for the Baltimore Ravens. Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy is interviewing with the Ravens on Sunday per source. That's coming from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. This one is easily the one I am least juiced up about. He's been in the league for a long time. 2010 served as a coach's assistant for the Philadelphia Eagles. Was Andy Reid in Philadelphia this time? Most likely because he's been with the Chiefs for the last good bit. Then he got to offensive quality control 2013, 2017. Was quarterbacks coach, then offensive coordinator for Kansas City. Then he became the head coach for the Chicago Bears for 3 years. Obviously, that did not go very well. And then 2022 to right now, started back as a QB coach again, and then eventually has worked his way back up to OC. There's a pro in this. You would weaken a conference rival. Technically. Like, if you take him away from Kansas City, take their offensive coordinator away, I guess that's weakening a conference rival. Like, that's the thing is, like, you have to ask that question. Would it even be weakening them if they got rid of Matt Nagy? Because if you took the pulse of the fan base in Kansas City, they are shocked that he is even getting coaching interviews in the first place. Their offense had a lot of problems, ladies and gentlemen. And I get it. Andy Reid's the play caller. It's not all on him, as in Matt Nagy. But there is something on him. 27th in the NFL in penalties per game. 4th most drops. They only had 22 running back carries of 10 or more yards. 7.3%. Fourth quarter, they just disappeared. EPA per play, 25th. Yards per play, 23rd. Rushing and passing EPA, 26th and 10th. So now, Matt Nagy doesn't do it for me. And to quote the former American Idol great judge Randy Jackson, that's going to be a no for me, dog. 10 times out of 10. Not interested. That's going to do it for today's show. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Make sure you guys got me followed on socials. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll have it all covered here. The Ravens Rundown.